All right, so this is going to be about Dark Sector. The proto Warframe, pre Warframe, whatever. Third-person shooter developed by Digital Extremes for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Microsoft Windows. Came out in 2008, March 25th. For the and then July 10th in Japan. And so this game, I'm just gonna be frank. I did not really enjoy playing this game at all. It was honestly just a mind-numbing experience to get through, and just kind of pissed me off more than anything. And I think because it got average reviews, and so I think a lot of the people who super like who love this game, which you're allowed to like any game. Don't let anyone tell you can't like a game, but it has to be like nostalgia. Because I didn't play this at a younger age. I just played this. I mean, I've put over 1,000 hours in Warframe and never touched this game once, but Warframe is a whole nother topic. I know this game was trying to be Warframe, but the studio, was like, oh, we need more of a casual cover-based shooter. So you can see, instances where they were trying to make it something more than it was, which I honestly wish that's what would have happened. But to summarize the story, it's set in Eastern Bloc country of Lasria. Obviously, it's fake. The protagonist, Hayden Tenno, voiced by Michael Rosenbaum, which only thing I can think of that he's from is Smallville, because he plays Lex Luthor. You get infected by the Technocyte virus, which gives him the ability to grow a three-pronged glaive at will. And so, as you'll see, his last name, Tenno, that's what they call, the good guys in Warframe. The glaive that he's using, you can get that in Warframe. And I think he even mentions that it was a weapon of the first Tenno. And then his armor, which is Excalibur in Warframe, and then even the other person you fight, it looks like the Nyx a little bit, but a little bit different. But overall, I mean, the story, in my opinion, is just so bland. I mean, it got to a point where I was just sitting there like, oh my god, can we just get on with it? Because I don't care for Hayden, I don't care for the main bad guy, I don't even remember what his name is. There's a little plot twist with who that person is in the armor. I was just like, I just don't care, because you're not really fleshing out the characters at all, so you're not giving me anything to connect to. And I know a lot of people, I guess they were comparing this game to Gears of War gameplay-wise, which honestly, it's sad that they came out, I think this actually came out like a year or two after the first Gears of War, and yet plays way more horribly and more clunky. I mean, I constantly kept having issues where it's press A to go up against the wall or, cover, but he doesn't understand, so he'll roll. Or they have the idea of, in Gears of War, you could click A to mount and then click A again to vault over. But in this game, it's A to mount, and then you gotta stand up and then press B to vault over, and it's all slow. And so, I'm just like, what were you guys trying to do? I'm not understanding. Because you play Warframe, and that game, even when I played it when it first came out in PC in like 2013 or 2014, it was pretty fluid even back then. So it just baffles me on why this game just seems kind of cheap. Every level, it's just the same thing. I mean, I know a lot of games is just defeat the wave of enemies, go to the next area. But I mean, this game, it's literally, because I didn't even buy a primary weapon until it felt like almost the middle of the game, because I just didn't have money. And so it was just using the handgun and the glaive over and over again. And, it's a cool gimmick, the glaive. But when you do it for 5 hours, it kind of gets annoying as hell. Because you throw the glaive, and then you can press right bumper, control where the glaive goes. You're like, cool. But then there's a stupid mechanic where you have to hold it just right where the reticle will glow yellow. And you have to throw it right then, or your guy just like puts the glaive down. And so it's just okay. They should have just had it where you hold it and if you hold it long enough, the longer you hold it, the more of a charge it gets. But they can make it where if an enemy hits you, staggers you, you know, just like the chainsaw in Gears of War, so that you have to try again. And so as you can see here, it's just, I mean, I ran out of ammo constantly, and they have it where the glaive, if you hover it over ammo, it'll pick it up. And I kept doing it, and it wouldn't pick it up. It wasn't registering. And so then I realized that you have to wait until the ammo, there's a little glowing mark over it, which is really annoying when you're being chased by 9, 10 enemies constantly, and you have to move around, dodge, like, you know, you don't have time to just sit there and kind of be like, oh, let me keep trying. And so, as you're seeing now, this was the majority of the game for me. I mean, I'm just standing here, throwing the glaive, dodging, throwing the glaive, dodging. And this area in particular, as, I mean, just skipped, but the graveyard. Every now and then this game has puzzles, and it's basically element based, because you can have ice go on your glaive, or fire, or electricity. So there's puzzles built around that, and most of it I didn't mind, but some of the puzzles were just, it felt like they're just trying to add running time. They didn't really know what else to add to the level, or in general a level, so they just filled it with a pointless puzzle just to kill 10 minutes. And these maps, once again, it's go to cover, there'll be 10 guys all shooting at you, one by one kill them, and there's really nothing you can do creative. You can press Y and have a shield that deflects bullets. You can hold Y, you'll go invisible, but only while you're not attacking. If your glaive basically is on fire or iced or electrified, you can click down on the analog stick and it'll blow it up. That's, you know, I genuinely like that skill. But there wasn't enough really skill, you know, because in Warframe, and I'm going to keep comparing it to Warframe because clearly that's what they wanted. I just don't get. There's so much apparently that they couldn't do, but you know, still, it caused the game to kind of be just so boring and casual. I had figured that you could either transform the glaive into another weapon, or there would be more abilities with the glaive, like you yourself could make it electrified, on fire, whatever. I also wish you could use the glaive simultaneously with a primary, like a rifle or shotgun, because what happens is you dual wield the glaive and the pistol together, but then if you have a primary, you can't use the glaive. You can only use the primary, and then if you want to use the glaive, you have to do the slow animation of putting your gun up and then switching to the handgun and glaive. I don't know why you wouldn't just be able to, you know, hold your rifle. You don't even have to shoot it, just hold it down, quickly use the glaive, and then go back to your rifle. And health, you know, it's just like Gears of War. It's based off regeneration. So as you'll see, the screen is flashing red. You'll hear the heartbeat, and then you gotta let it go back to full health. But then in this game, also what I noticed is something is wrong where 1 minute I can get shot to hell and I won't die, nothing will happen. 1 minute, one guy will walk up and I'm at full health, shoot me, and I instantly die. Or like when you're in the Jackal, like a 4-legged machine that you can ride. It was so hit or miss where I'm just playing a mission, and then I just one missile strike and I'm blown up, I'm dead. And then I restart and I get shot by a missile, and you know, it'll say I'm damaged, but I don't die. And it kept doing that in the Jackal sections that you have to play. And so it just feels like the game almost doesn't understand when to just automatically kill you or when it's just doing something. And there was one level, I mean, there's parts of this game where it's so frustrating that you don't even want to play anymore. And I even looked it up, so many other people had the same issue. There's a boss, I didn't get footage of it, but basically an invisible boss in a sewer that you have to fight. And there's ice crates on a conveyor belt moving by that are like segmented off where you have to time it just right to hit it to make your glaive iced. And then you gotta ice him on the ground and then keep hitting him. Then he does this thing where he'll hit you with a rocket, and you have no idea that it's coming, so you don't put your shields up, and he just kills you. And so basically the first time you play that mission, you're dead. Then you're like, okay, so then you block it. But then no matter what, I mean, I had it where I was blocking, and then one missile flew by and just killed me. And as you'll see here, this is towards the end. This is an area that just pissed me off because I guess that you're waiting for the elevator, but then the moment it says that, I mean, it just throws like 15, 20 of these goddamn monsters at you. They all turn invisible. They all jump on you. They all throw some kind of weird little missile at you, and they'll kill you in a matter of seconds. And so I have no ammo. I'm trying to look for ammo. I am, being pinned. I can't just run around because, I mean, they'll kill you instantly. And even when I'm invisible, I've had it where enemies will just somehow see me and then I become uncloaked. So this was definitely, I mean, I died 3 or 4 times here. And like I said, this game was just such a slog to get through. I'm just glad I'm over, because I'd rather, I mean, I'll probably download Warframe and play that, because this game, and I saw a lot of people saying, like, they'll play this game multiple times a year because it's just so good, but it's just so boring and bland in my opinion. And the gimmick of the glaive, like I said, is just, it's cool for maybe an hour, and then it's just boring because you don't really unlock any other cool things to do with it. And that was my same problem with the new God of War with the Leviathan axe, is it's cool for a little bit, and then you're just like, okay, it's kind of worn off on me. But yeah, I mean, story, generic, gameplay, it's trying something new, but overall generic. It does feel like Gears of War. Would I recommend that people play it? I don't know. If you're a big fan of Warframe, like I used to be, this is definitely something just to, I guess, try and get all the references. But besides that, no. I mean, I got this on, sale, and it was like $3. That's why I got it. Besides that, I wouldn't recommend playing this. So I know it's a pretty negative review, and it might be a little harsh for a game that came out 12 years ago. But there's other games from 12 years ago that played better than this and had good story, and so, I'm having to judge it like it is. But that's going to be it for this review. Thanks for watching, and if you want to tell me what you think about the game, whether you liked it or not, please tell me in the comments. Alright, bye.
The transmission! It's still going! But he's dead! You can feel it building! Do something!